The following may not be suitable for all audiences. Viewer discretion is advised.
Chinese businessman erased, wife assaulted. A Chinese proprietor was savagely beaten and killed in a robbery at his business place on Tuesday. Alec Wang Kwok Yip, 72, was the owner of Alec's Food Mart, located at the corner of Morne Coco Road and Palm Avenue, Petty Valley. Police said the elderly man and his 58-year-old wife were conducting sales at the business place when three masked men entered shortly after midday. The couple was tied up and brutally beaten by the men, who stole cash and other valuables. Kwok Yip and his wife were then placed in separate rooms. The suspects then fled the scene. The woman untied herself and contacted the police. Police said Kwok Yip was found unresponsive, with wounds to his back and face. He was pronounced dead on arrival at the St. James Medical Complex. Man charged for sexual assault of missing 14-year-old. A 27-year-old man was ordered to have no communication whatsoever with a 14-year-old girl after appearing before a Port of Spain magistrate charged with sexual assault of a minor. Rion Inil, also known as Aaron Chinese Baptiste, was given the order as part of his bail conditions, which were set at $150,000. He was also instructed to report to his local police station twice per week. Inil, aka Redman and Fatma, will reappear before the court on June 1st. The accused was arrested on April 30 and charged the following day by WPC Johnson Eccles of the Western Division Child Protection Unit CPU, following investigations into a report made by a 14-year-old girl in January that she was allegedly sexually assaulted by a man. When detectives probed the report, they learned that the girl was initially discovered missing from home. She later returned and was brought to the Western Division CPU by her parents. CPU detectives were then told by the girl that she had sexual intercourse with a man. Investigations subsequently led to the arrest of Inil, who was later charged with one count of sexual assault of a child. Inquiries were spearheaded by W Superintendent A.G. Claire Guy Allen and supervised by Corporal Davis Guerra. The arrest was also made possible by the special assistance of Senior Superintendent of Police, Interagency Task Force IATF, Oswayne Subero. Man granted bail after robbing elderly widow of husband's funeral expenses. A Superior man who allegedly robbed an elderly widow of $10,000 intended for her husband's funeral expenses was arrested by police. Akash Benjamin, 33, a laborer of La Brea Trace, was charged with the offenses of burglary and possession of an imitation firearm. Police said the victim is 89 years old and the incident occurred at Pinal around 12:50 a.m. on April 25. P.C. Hossain arrested Benjamin and laid the charges. Benjamin pleaded not guilty when he appeared before a virtual hearing before a Superior Magistrate on Monday. He was granted $150,000 bail with a surety, and the matter was postponed to May 28. Gardener goes missing after running an errand to collect money for his crop. A Kara Pichama gardener who went to collect money for his crop sales has gone missing. Becker Silal, 28, walked out of his home at Brickfield Village, Waterloo Road on Monday. Since then, he has not contacted his family, and searches for him have turned up empty. Calls to his cell phone have gone unanswered. Silal's mother, Dixie Ann Silal, told Express in a telephone interview on Wednesday that her son had never stayed away from home without contacting a family member. She said he had advertised on Facebook for wholesale buyers for the corn that he had planted and reaped. Dixian said that on Monday around 3 p.m., her son spoke to her before he left home, telling her that he was going to collect money. Security camera footage obtained by the family showed her son walking on a street nearby their home around 3:30 p.m. She said he did not say where he was headed, but he would usually meet his buyers at mall car parks to collect the money. I was not feeling well. I had back pains. He bought painkillers for me. He told me he would get someone to rub my back when he returned home. He did not leave in his vehicle. We got security footage showing that he was walking to Savannah Road around 3:30 p.m. We didn't see the entire road because there is a mango tree blocking the view of the street, she said. The mother said that sometimes he would collect money on his own and other times he would be accompanied by someone. This time he planted only corn. He never had any problems before collecting money. Most of the times he would put his produce in the car and drive around, but this time, as he only did corn, he advertised on Facebook and people bought from him wholesale. If he was meeting to collect money either north or south, he would meet them at Grand Bazaar or C3. I don't know which direction he went that day, she said. The mother said that she was alerted by his girlfriend around 1 a.m. Tuesday when she called to ask her if Silal had returned home. When I checked, he was not here. He would not stay out without telling someone. He usually would text me or his sisters to let us know. His sisters and his girlfriend went searching Tuesday morning by his garden at Roopsing Road and looking around the area. Then they went to the station and made a report, the mother said. Officers of the Central Division Police and Anti-Kidnapping Unit are searching for Silal. If anyone has information, please contact Crime Stoppers at 800-TIPS, 555-999, or send information to Commissioner of Police Gary Griffith by texting 482-GARY or to the TTPS app. Six more people have died from COVID-19 in the last 24 hours. TNT yesterday recorded its second deadliest day since the COVID-19 pandemic began, with 6 deaths in 24 hours. It was one short of September 11, 2020, when the country recorded 7 deaths. According to the Ministry of Health, the 6 victims included 2 elderly males and 1 middle-aged male with comorbidities, as well as 2 middle-aged males and 1 middle-aged female without significant comorbidities. Since the start of April 2021, TNT began to record a spike in cases at the start of April 2021, and by mid-month, the spike in deaths started. From April 15 to the present, TNT has recorded 39 deaths, with 16 of those occurring in the last 4 days since the start of May. The current death toll stands at 185. In the last 24 hours, 235 cases were reported, marking the 5th highest jump since the pandemic began. Notably, the top 5 highest jumps in the daily reported cases have occurred in the last week. These cases have brought the total number of people infected by the disease to 11,706. Of this total, active cases stand at a record high of 2,689. Active cases include COVID-19 positive people isolated at home, in step-down facilities, or in hospitals across the country. TNT's COVID-19 hospitals are now at a record high occupancy. With a total of 264 in hospital, T&T's overall COVID-19 hospital occupancy stands at 49% across all levels of care. Health officials have warned that T&T's parallel healthcare system may collapse by the end of next week based on current trends. Based on the latest numbers from the Ministry of Health, there are 116 people hospitalized at the Couva Hospital and Multi-Training Facility, marking a 56% occupancy, the third highest number to date. The Cara Hospital is currently at a 63% occupancy level, its fourth highest to date. At Arima, the 20 hospitalized patients result in a 28% occupancy. However, the Augustus Long Hospital is near capacity, reporting an 83% occupancy with 40 patients warded there. According to the Health Ministry's numbers, intensive care unit ICU and high dependency unit HDU patients are only at the Couva Hospital. Still, these ICU and HDU numbers are at record highest at 12 and 19 respectively. This results in a 67% occupancy at Couva's ICU and a 50% occupancy at the hospital's HDU. Tobago is also recording record COVID-19 numbers. Yesterday, the island reported 10 new cases, the third highest spike in cases, tied with October 1, 2020. The highest daily spike in cases occurred on October 8, 2020, with 24 cases. These new cases brought Tobago's active cases to a record high of 53, with total cases standing at 247. There are 25 people hospitalized on the island, 15 in step-down facilities, and 3 patients were discharged in the last 24 hours.